Hey everyone, welcome back to Trip Tales. Today we are talking about a good old-fashioned family road trip that includes camping with a Disney twist. My guests drove from Tennessee to Florida, making some fun stops along the way, camping at Disney's Fort Wilderness, and ending at the Epic Universe, which I also just recently returned from. Before we jump in, if you're not already in the Trip Tales podcast community on Facebook, come join us. It's where we talk about episodes, share itineraries, and help each other plan trips in real time. Just search Trip Tales podcast community on Facebook and request to join. My guests today are Cassandra and her husband, Chris. So welcome, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
I start every episode with a rapid fire get to know you. So tell everyone where you live, what y'all do, and about your family.
We live in Chattanooga, Tennessee. We are originally from Florida. We moved here about 2 years ago almost.
Which is kind of what started this trip in the first place.
Yes.
We wanted to go back and see my childhood home before my parents sold it and moved up here with us.
Perfect. And you guys have a son?
We do. We have a, oh my goodness, he just turned 6.
He is 6
I almost
as
said a
of yesterday.
5-year-old. I almost said a 5-year-old.
Yesterday. That's exciting. Happy birthday to your son. So you kind of already touched on this, but let's go a little bit more into why you booked this trip in the first place.
Yeah, so Chris's parents were selling their house, and he was also starting a new job, and Malcolm was about to start kindergarten.
We had some time, and we wanted to do one last hurrah before we all had no time.
And this was in July, right? So a summer trip, July 2025. So your parents were moving, so you wanted to go, say goodbye to your childhood home. Also, this trip includes camping. And so you had mentioned in your notes that Malcolm really wanted to go camping. Had y'all camped as a family before, or was this the first hurrah?
We have camped. We camped up near Dollywood.
Oh, yeah.
In Sevierville, and he had a wonderful time and splashed around in a creek for most of that trip.
It was amazing. We did note that the tent was a bit too small for the 3 of us, so we invested in a larger tent for this trip.
Okay. And then, Chris, in the notes, it also said that you had Fort Wilderness memories. So did you go here growing up?
Yes, we went several times when I was a kid, and my strongest memories of Fort Wilderness were the campfire with the movie and the sing-along and all that. So we made sure to do that with Malcolm.
Awesome. And Fort Wilderness, I'm not super familiar with it. So is the entire area a campground? So you've got tent camping, RV camping, and then are there cabins as well?
Yes. There are.
Okay. So lots of different choices. Before you plan the trip, you, just like any other campground in America, you have to make a reservation for your campsite.
Yes. And that's actually interesting. We tried to book online, and it kept saying that our card was declined. And we tried a bunch of different cards, and no matter which one we did, it was saying declined. So we had to call to book. And when we called to book is how we found out that they were doing free Waterpark tickets for all resort guests, and that included tent camping. So we were able to get, when we checked in, we were able to get free tickets to one of the water parks. It could have been Typhoon Lagoon or Blizzard Beach. We chose Typhoon Lagoon.
That's awesome. And did they say on the phone what they thought was happening, or was it because of that promotion that it was glitching out? Like, what was going on with not being able to book it online?
They said that my address in my profile didn't match because we had moved. So my address in my Disney account was still Florida, whereas all of our cards, it's now registered as Chattanooga.
Yeah, Disney can be so tricky with stuff like that. Like, they're so specific about things. When we recently went, my sister was trying to book something, and she was trying to buy magic bands, and she tried again and again and again, and it had auto added, if you were a annual pass member or something, the discount code to her cart, and it just kept glitching out, and she's like, I cannot buy these magic bands. And so through ChatGPT, I was like, oh, I think you need to X out that, you're not a member or an annual pass holder. And she was like, oh my gosh. But it was kind of like, can you give us some clarity around why these things aren't working?
Right.
But yeah, Disney, everything has to be very buttoned up.
Yes.
Yes, but their employees are always very helpful.
100%.
Yeah. The person on the phone was so nice. Yeah.
Yes. Love a Disney cast member. They are so well trained. So you guys went in July 2025. It was the 3 of you. Like we were just talking about, Disney and Universal can be kind of a beast to plan a trip, book a trip. So let's talk about anything you had to plan or purchase ahead of time. So you definitely reserved your campsite, which gave you a Typhoon Lagoon day, which is exciting. Yes. What else did you make sure you had in advance booked at these resorts?
Well, we have a camping kit that has all our normal camping supplies, and we are from Florida, so we wanted to make sure we brought an air conditioner with us.
Yeah, so definitely plan ahead for Florida heat.
So they make travel camping air conditioners. I am going to full disclosure, I don't camp at all. Well, so they make air conditioners?
It's not exactly a travel camping air conditioner. It's one that I have historically used in my garage.
It's like a legit air conditioner.
Yeah, it's fairly large, but it made it work.
I love it. That's my style.
Yeah. Luckily, they did have the electricity at the campsite, so we could plug it in and use it.
So how much electricity is there? Like, how many plugs do you have? Or do you bring an extension cord?
It was two plugs.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so can you bring a power strip?
If you have more stuff, you're going to want to bring a surge protector, something like that. But you're camping, you probably don't need to plug a lot in.
Yeah.
Did you bring like cooking supplies, or are you just relying on eating at the Disney? Or do they even have food at Fort Wilderness? Like, what are the food options?
Yes. We ate at Fort Wilderness. They have a restaurant there called Trails Inn that we ate at.
I know we brought cooking supplies. I don't know if we actually pulled them out this trip.
We did not use the grill or anything there. I believe we made peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah, our pretty standard trip food.
But we had breakfast at their Trails Inn restaurant, which was typical theme park food.
Yeah.
But you get a Mickey waffle, so that's nice.
Love a Mickey waffle. Okay, and then you also had Universal Park passes. And what did you book? You booked an Epic Universe Park Pass.
And we booked Terra Luna. Awesome. So we got an hour early admission into the park for staying at the on-site hotel, which was nice. And what's funny is I think between the two places that we stayed, the tent camping and Terra Luna, I think our son preferred tent camping.
Oh, that's so sweet. Like such a typical boy. I love that. You're like, here's the fancy resort and here's a tent, and he prefers the tent. So it sounds like you guys brought a lot of your own stuff. You bought a bigger tent to fit all of you. You brought an air conditioner. You brought a grill. Do you have to bring all your stuff, or does Disney also provide a service where they will set it up for you?
It's a great question. I don't know the answer to that.
I don't know if they will set that stuff up for you, but I'm pretty sure you can get the grilling supplies and that sort of thing from them.
So there are some things you might be able to get if you don't want to like haul it all down there. Because I'm like picturing if someone were to fly or something, like could they still do this? But that's for someone else to research.
We recommend a cabin if you don't want to hear the fireworks at midnight.
Good point.
It wasn't midnight, but it was like 9 o'clock. There was a parade, boat parade out on the lake, and they do fireworks after it. So we had a young 5-year-old with us, so we went to bed kind of early before the festivities, and I could not sleep that night. They were so loud. So,
Mal slept through it, though.
Yes, Mal slept through it. But yeah, if you're sensitive to that, if you're not going to go see the boat parade and fireworks, then maybe bring an RV or do a cabin, because you can hear it very clearly through the tent.
That's a good point. Okay, let's talk about getting there. So this is a road trip style trip. You drive from Chattanooga to Orlando, but you make some stops along the way. So let's talk about where you stopped first.
There is a Bluey episode. Our son is obsessed with Bluey. There's a Bluey episode where they stop and see a giant peanut. And along the way, there is a giant peanut. So we made sure to stop there. It's in Georgia, next to Carol's Sausage.
Ashburn, Georgia.
Yes. Ashburn, Georgia. And so we had to stop and see the giant peanut because Mal is obsessed with Bluey.
Did you know there was a giant peanut? Like, how did you make this stop and connect it to Bluey?
I tried to find breaks in between so we could stretch our legs so that Mal could stretch his legs. And I tried to look at different attractions in like 4-hour increments. And I happened to see that, and it just all clicked.
That is hilarious. And was he like, oh my gosh, this is just like Bluey?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the point of the giant peanut? Is it just to see it, or is it connected to like a peanut store?
I think it's just
to
to
see it.
get something odd on the highway that catches your eye.
Mhm.
That is so random. And what's Carol's sausage? I mean, I kind of can imagine, but what's happening there?
Yeah,
It's a
they've
very
got-
large store.
Yeah, they've got a butcher in the back and a bunch of different types of meat and sausage you can buy.
Did you buy anything?
We did.
We did. We bought.
Yes.
We had lunch there, I think.
Yes, we did.
we-
We had some pre-cooked sausages. You can get it raw and cook it up yourself, but we got some pre-cooked stuff, and
Mhm.
it was pretty good.
Perfect. Okay, so you see your giant peanut, you get some sausage, and then where are you headed next?
We had another stop planned, but it started pouring rain so bad that we just drove past it and kept on going all the way down to Port St. Lucie, which is where his childhood home is.
I was wondering why you went to Port St. Lucie because when I looked it up on a map, I was like, wait, I think they're kind of going like past Orlando
Mhm.
and then going to go back over to Orlando. But so
Yeah,
this
quite a
was
bit farther,
you're going
Yeah.
home, okay?
And
And we had a splash pad there.
we did. Well, it was like
Well,
a water
it's a
park.
water park,
Yeah,
yes.
Sailfish Splash. You do have to pay admission to get in, and they have a couple slides, and they have a lazy river, and they have a giant splash pad for kids. And that was actually a big hit.
Yeah, it was.
Sailfish Splash Water
Mhm.
Park. And so how far is this area where you are from and like this water park from Orlando?
Probably about 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
About
Okay,
2
so
hours.
if people are in the area road tripping around Florida, this could be something interesting if they just like need something to do.
Yes, absolutely. And especially if they have little kids.
Perfect, because they have such a big splash pad area. And so did you guys spend some time then, like in your hometown a couple nights, or
Just-
were you guys making it all the way to Orlando this first day?
We spent one night.
One night,
in-
one day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Was it hard to say bye to your childhood home?
No.
I feel the same way. I'm not like connected to cars or houses, and people think I'm so crazy. Like we recently, my parents sold our childhood home, and
Mhm.
everybody was like crying, and I was like, I mean, it's just a house. On to the
No,
next one.
It was more an excuse for a road trip.
Yeah, and a place to stay to break up the trip to Orlando.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. So then you wake up the next day, and you're headed to Fort Wilderness.
Yes.
Okay, so we kind of already talked about like what Fort Wilderness is, but describe arriving to your actual campsite. Had you been before, Cassandra?
No, this was my first time.
Okay. So talk about arriving and how it like compared to your expectations and everything.
It was so much bigger than I thought it was going to be.
It's
huge. They even have a bus system to take you all around it.
You can rent golf carts, and we kind of regretted not renting one.
Mhm.
That might be a good recommendation for people. There's a lot of walking if you don't take the bus or
Yeah.
rent a golf cart.
That's
But
interesting.
we got there. We checked in. As you pull in, they have the gate that you check in at. Since I have the app, that they let us know that in the app is how you automatically get the tickets for the water park. They would just automatically appear after checking in. So you have to have the app downloaded. And I believe they're doing this again next year, the free water park tickets. I saw that online. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we might go again.
Yeah. So describe arriving to your actual campsite and setting it up. Like I actually have a picture I'm going to share because I was like, oh, it's legitimately, and you guys tell me if this is accurate, but it's legitimately like a little bit of a bare bones campsite. Like for me, I was picturing it like Disney-fied, and I'm like, oh no, this is like a real camp
Yeah,
site.
they want you to get the camping experience.
Yes.
Right.
In our campsite, it was a bed of rocks, and we made sure to bring air mattresses so we're not sleeping on a bed of rocks.
Did you know that in advance that it was going to be a bed of rocks?
Did not know that. So yeah, definitely the tent part of the campsite is a bed of rocks. Have some way to get up off the ground. And yeah, we used air mattresses.
And it comes with a grill and a picnic table.
Okay, nice. And are you guys like pretty savvy at setting up tents?
No, I did a lot of camping when I was a kid, but we used an RV, so this is fairly new to all of us.
We had set up the tent a couple times in the backyard when we lived in Florida. So I had more experience, I think, setting up the tent than Chris. But we managed to get it up just fine. And especially we practiced with the new tent that we bought. We set it up in the living room before we left to make sure we knew how it went together. And it took up most of the living room.
Nice. Okay. How are the bathrooms and the shower situation?
good question.
It's like most campgrounds where there is a building centralized to that general area of campgrounds that you'd walk to, and they have showers in there and the standard bathroom facilities.
So I would recommend having some sort of shoes to wear,
Yep, bath
and
shoes.
bath shoes in there. And they have in the showers, they have it separated. So you have like a changing area and then the shower area. So that's a bit separated. It's still in one stall, but there's like a curtain in between the shower part and the changing part.
That's kind of nice.
Yes. And ours, it was a short walk from us. I think we were only like one site away from it. It was right behind us.
Yeah.
So that
That's
was
good,
convenient.
especially with a young one. Because, like, right before bed, you want them to potty, and then, like, in the morning. And I feel like that would be a little bit like, okay, we got to go potty again.
And at night, they do lock the doors. So you have to use your key to get in. And our key didn't work when we got back from Typhoon Lagoon. It didn't work to get us in through the gate. So we had to go get it fixed in the office at the front. And it was actually kind of fun getting it fixed because the cast member was super nice. He wrote our names on each key and he made it out of like Mickeys. And then he gave Malcolm a bunch of Mickey stickers. There's a hidden
Aw.
Mickey inside there that was fun to find.
Yeah, they've got some entertainment. We played checkers while we waited for them to get all the computer stuff handled.
Perfect. And when you say fixed your key, is it like a hotel plastic key card?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. Got
Yeah.
it.
You need that to get back in. They have two entrances. They have the check-in entrance and then they have the already registered guests entrance. You have to, swipe your key to get through the gate, and the key wasn't working. So we had to call and basically drive around to the building to get the key fixed.
Okay. And so we kind of already talked about that there's a restaurant. Is that like a quick service where you walk up and order at the window?
Yeah, you order at the window and then sit down.
Oh,
But they
okay.
did have a fridge full of prepackaged stuff that you could get as well. But we ordered from the menu and then sat down and they brought it out to us.
Perfect. And then in addition to that restaurant, let's talk about any other amenities that are there. So you said at night they've got campfires and s'mores and movies, and then there's a pool, right?
Yes.
It's kind of like a full water park there.
Yeah, they have a pool with a splash pad and slide. There it is.
Yeah. Is that what the slide still looks like?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
It was
Sorry.
under construction while we were there, but they still had half of it open to let people in. We were a little water parked out at that point. Though.
Yeah, I guess you got Typhoon
We had
Lagoon.
done two water parks in 2 days. And so we're like, we're probably just going to skip the pool today.
Oh, yeah, you did the Sailfish one, and then you get Typhoon Lagoon. So
Yep.
just for listeners, there's a nice slide, kind of like a little twirly, a typical Disney pool slide, but a nice slide and pool at Fort Wilderness as well. Okay, so let's talk about that first night. So you get settled. Actually, you were probably there. Did you go to Typhoon Lagoon that first day that you drove over? Okay, so you get your campsite set up, or did you go to Typhoon Lagoon first?
I believe
We
went to Typhoon Lagoon first.
So you water parked it up before you even set up your tent.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about Typhoon Lagoon. I haven't been there. Tell us all about the water park. What were Malcolm's favorite things as a 5-year-old there?
I think his favorite thing was the lazy river.
I would say the wave pool or the splash pad because they also had
Okay.
a nice big splash pad over there. He wasn't interested in any slides, so Chris and I did the slides. We would trade off. But I really enjoyed the slides.
The slides were great. From what I understand, and I've been there a long time ago, Blizzard Beach has more intense slides, which is why we chose Typhoon Lagoon, because we assumed that he wasn't going to be super into the slides themselves.
So maybe if you have older kids, look into Blizzard Beach. If you've got younger kids, look into Typhoon Lagoon.
Exactly.
Yes.
So did you guys spend the whole day there? Did you get like lunch there? Did you do a PBJ? What did you do for lunch that day?
I think we did chicken tenders at
we
one of
did, yes.
the restaurants.
They had a walk-up restaurant, walk-up counter that we ordered from, and we ate it at our beach chairs in the sand.
Fun. So would you recommend it? Like, would you go back to Typhoon Lagoon?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
It was a lot of fun. I know I've heard people say that they prefer Blizzard Beach when I hear people talk about it. But I think I prefer Typhoon Lagoon.
Have you been to both?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to Blizzard Beach back when they first opened, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, same. I went a long time ago. I can barely
Yeah.
remember it, but I do think the theming of Blizzard Beach is like really creative and cool, like with the ski component. But I haven't been to them like as an adult, so I really don't have like an opinion on either of them. Okay, so then you finish up at the water park and you head over, you set up your campsite, and are you staying put at this point? Are you just enjoying Fort Wilderness for the evening?
We're enjoying Fort Wilderness and heading straight to the campfire.
Sing along with Chip and Dale, roasting marshmallows.
And do you have to make a reservation for that or pay for that, or
Nope.
that's all just part of the experience?
All
Just
part of, yep.
show up, and they've got like a little food truck you can order the marshmallows from.
You can bring your own. We saw people who had contraptions for roasting marshmallows, like little things. I don't know what it was, but for roasting the marshmallow and the s'more all together as one.
Almost like a little sandwich class?
Yes,
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting.
And but we didn't bring that. We ordered from the truck. We got the giant marshmallows, the Hershey's, and then they had the regular skewers to hold over the fire.
That was better anyways, because then you get to light the marshmallow on fire.
Yeah, of course. The old school way of doing it. So tell us what we're picturing. Like, is it a massive campfire? Like, I'm assuming there's a lot of people that are coming to this, or are there multiple campfire spots throughout this entire Fort Wilderness?
There are 2 campfires, and they flank a stage.
Yes. Picture like a little league baseball stadium seating, that kind of seating, and then some benches in front of it.
So there's like tiered seating, so people can kind of sit around and watch or go up to the campfire if you're actually roasting marshmallows, and then there's a stage as well.
Yes.
Right.
So it's like a whole production.
Yes.
And Chip and Dale come out and do a little ditty?
Chip and Dale came out. There was a person playing guitar and singing songs, and they had Chip and Dale come out. And then at the end, they had all the little kids come up to the front to do the hokey pokey.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. And so that was Mal's favorite part. When you ask him what his favorite part of Fort Wilderness, he'll say Chip and Dale.
Oh, sweet. And the campfire songs, are these songs everybody knows, like country roads, or are these like Disney songs or like a mixture?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
But songs that we know, so you can sing along too.
Yeah, and even the ones that you don't know, they make it easy enough to learn, and then they encourage you to sing the next verse and that sort of thing.
Okay, fun. Love it. And then you get settled into your tent and try to get a good sleep, but there are fireworks and boat shows going on, so it's a little loud.
It was loud, yes.
How many nights did you camp?
2 nights.
I think it's 2.
So what did you do the next day then? So you wake up and you're at Fort Wilderness. What did you do this next day?
A lot of exploring.
Yes. We found they have multiple playgrounds all over, so we went and found all the different playgrounds for Mal. Then we weren't sure if Malcolm would be interested, but we went over to the Tri-Circle D Ranch.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I've
This was
heard
a
of
lot
this.
fun.
What is this again?
This is the horse stables, where the horses that pull the carriages at Disney, where they stay, so we could see
Cool.
all the horses. And they also do pony rides for kids. And so we weren't sure if he was going to be okay doing the pony ride, but he was like, yeah. Yeah. So there is a picture showing Malcolm on the pony, and he loved it.
He had a blast.
You have an option of doing 1 lap for $10 or 2 laps for $15. And we're like, do you just want to do 1 lap? No, I want to do 2 laps. And so he did the 2 laps on the pony and loved it.
That's awesome. So there's stables, the horses that all work and live at Disney are there. So you can go up and see horses, but then you can also do pony rides. I think that's great and like so on theme for being at Fort Wilderness. So cute. There's a picture here of him on like a perfectly beautiful white pony. It's like if there was a picture perfect pony, this is it.
That little pony was gorgeous. It had blue eyes.
Oh my gosh, how cool. That's awesome.
They had a spot where you could go fishing. We didn't actually go out on the boat and go fishing, but that was cool to find.
And they had a chart of all the different fish that you can find in the lake that you could fish for. They also had an option to do kayak or bike rentals. They had gem mining as an option. There were so many activities that we have to go back.
Yeah. And so throughout this day, are you taking the bus system that they have? Are you driving around, walking around? Like, how are you getting around Fort
Walking
Wilderness?
and busing.
Mm-hmm.
There are, 3 different lines to cover the whole
Yes.
area?
Yes.
So we even had to do bus transfer at some point.
Wow.
It's that big.
Okay. Wow. So then one more night, and then you're packing up all your gear and headed to Terra Luna to check out Epic Universe.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you pick the Terra Luna Resort, which for listeners, there's 3 resorts that are within the new Epic Universe world. There's Terra Luna, another one called
Stella Nova,
and then there's Helios Grand, which Helios Grand is like the premium one, and the other 2 are a little bit more affordable. I know nothing's really affordable in Disney and Universal, but how did you pick Terra Luna of those choices?
I don't remember exactly. I want to say Helios was twice the price of the other 2,
Probably.
and it was just like whichever one was available.
Yeah,
Of the 3.
It was towards the beginning of their opening Epic, so everything was pretty well booked.
But I think we chose a good one. It was a fun stay. It was nice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and these are brand new. So it's like whether they're, considered budget friendly or whatever, these are bright and shiny and brand new. I have a picture. This is very bright and shiny, this picture, but a picture of the pool at Terra Luna. Tell everyone what it was like showing up to Terra Luna, the lobby, walking in, especially after camping.
It was starkly different. It was a stark contrast.
If you're watching, you can see the picture. That building is super shiny.
Yes.
Oh, so I thought that was like an exaggeration, that photo, how glittery and shiny it looks, but it's actually like that in real life.
Yeah, I would say probably more so.
Yeah.
It's got a presence.
Awesome.
The lobby was modern and nice, and then our room was interesting. We had a window, glass pane in between. Okay, so there is a picture on the screen that shows 2 beds. Now, what's not showing is that there's a glass pane right next to that bed that's closest to the picture that separates it from the bathroom. And then there is a curtain on the glass pane. So you can open and close the curtain.
So the bathroom can be fully glass.
Yes.
Why do they do that at hotels?
I don't know.
Nobody wants the whole room to see them in the bathroom.
Right.
I mean, you could see the park from the window, so it might be so that you can get a view of the park while you're showering, but again, not sure.
I will say the room, for people that are listening, is very cool, new age, celestial. The window looking out to like the park or the pool or whatever view you have is like a circle, an oval circle. All the theming is very kind of celestial feeling. So I feel like it looks cool, but that is funny that it was like a glass bathroom.
I do want to say they have circles on the wall next to the TV, and we weren't sure what they are. They are lights that you can turn on and off.
Oh, great.
And also, there is a switch next to the bed for the reading light directly above the bed that you can actually see in the photo.
That it's on?
And so we had the reading light on, and we were reading to Malcolm at bed, and it randomly went off, and we couldn't figure out why the reading light kept going off. And so we would have to turn it off and back on. And then we figured out it's motion censored. And the motion sensor is all the way by the bathroom.
So if you want to read a book, you have to get up every couple minutes and do a little dance just to keep your reading light on.
This same scenario was in a recent episode. I think it was the Christmas markets episode, but similar situation was there was like a motion censored light on the floor, like around the bed.
Okay.
So when you like put your foot down, but like she couldn't figure out how to get it off once she was trying to go to bed because it took so long to kind of turn off. And I'm kind of like, okay, these are cool features, but maybe just use regular lights. Like, because what if someone wants to go to sleep? Like just a switch. We can all use a switch. It's fine. But good to know there are motion censored lights. So then did you ever figure out how to turn the circle lights on the wall on?
There's a button on the light, directly on the light.
Okay, got it. So the lighting takes a minute. Do you sleep here and then do Epic the next day?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you remember what you did for dinner this night when you got settled here at Terra Luna?
They did not have an actual restaurant on site. They had like a counter, go pick up prepackaged things. So we took the bus to City Walk, and we had dinner at City Walk at Cowfish. Yes.
Yes, I can't wait to ask you guys about this because I saw this when we were recently at Universal. So for people that haven't been there in a while, Universal, so we've got Epic Universe, which is brand new, and it's actually kind of like 10 to 15 minutes away from the OG Universal parks. And then in the regular Universal area, you've got Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida, which are two separate theme parks that require two separate tickets. And in between them, they're right next to each other. In between them is City Walk, which is actually, there's like a lot going on there that you could spend a ton of time there. There's tons of shops, tons of restaurants. And I don't want to compare it to Times Square, but I was recently there at night. And I mean, it's like all lit up. There's so much going on. There's people everywhere. And there is this massive restaurant called Cowfish, which looks cool. And I didn't know what it was. So tell me what it's like.
It's about burgers and sushi.
Yes.
Funny. Okay. I like both things. You don't normally get them together, but I do like both things.
If I remember correctly, there were two restaurants next to each other, not at City Walk, but the owners were friends and decided to join those two restaurants together is how Cowfish kind of came to be.
Funny.
And so they opened another location in City Walk. So I believe they have two locations now. You walk in, you have to take an elevator or stairs up to the second level. And then there's a massive fish tank with a cowfish in it that you can see.
Okay. That's a type of fish, a cowfish?
There is such a thing.
Okay.
I got a jalapeno jelly and cream cheese burger, if I remember
Ooh,
correctly.
that sounds good. I love like a pepper jelly and cream cheese situation.
It was delicious.
Nice.
I got sushi, and I don't remember what kind it was, unfortunately. But it was really good. Malcolm got chicken tenders, and his kids' meal came with a little Rice Krispie treat that was shaped like sushi, and it had a little Swedish fish on top of it. It was adorable.
That is adorable. I love that. What a cute touch. So you were happy with your meal?
Yes.
It was really good.
And we sat on the patio so we could watch everybody walk around City Walk and all that. So it was a great meal.
Perfect. How did you guys get from Terra Luna to City Walk?
They have a complimentary shuttle that takes you from the hotel to City Walk, and then you have to catch it back in the same spot. And they also have a complimentary shuttle that picks up at the same spot at Terra Luna to take you to Epic Universe.
Perfect. So you caught that shuttle home after dinner?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. So now you get to sleep in an actual bed. Did you get a better night's sleep this night?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Malcolm was bummed, but you guys were happy.
Yes. And what was actually really cool is we could see Epic Universe from our window at night. And they do like a show of the water fountain with the lights. And so we got to watch the show from our room.
That's
pretty cool.
awesome.
Yeah. And the roller coasters are lit up so you can see those going. It's pretty cool.
Yes, I just recorded my Epic Universe episode, and I say in it that Epic Universe is really cool. Loved it. But it gets even cooler at night. And it's like it's two different experiences almost. You kind of have to like see both. And we were there as the sun started to set and everything lit up. And like you said, the roller coasters were lit up and the fountains. And I was just like, I took videos like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So to be able to see that from your room is really awesome. Like, what a view. So you get a good sleep. And then the next day is Epic Universe Day.
Yes.
And do you guys get early entry?
Yes. An hour early. But it was still a huge crowd.
Oh, yes. There was definitely a wait. The first ride we tried ended up breaking down.
So you wake up and early entry. When I was just there, the park opened at 10, which I thought was super late, but I actually loved because we all needed to sleep. And we were not on property. So we had to go at 10 to get in. So was your early entry 9?
I believe it was 8.
Okay, so maybe it was open. And summer hours might be different than like fall hours. So maybe regular park opened at 9. You guys get there at 8. I do feel like sometimes getting there right at early entry opening is busier than just going later because it's like that rope drop
I would
rush.
agree.
And I know that people love it, but I'm like, sometimes I feel like it's better to like miss the rope drop rush. But if you have early entry, you want to take advantage of it. So I totally get it. So you go. I did see one of your videos that you sent through. It was like very jammed trying to like get into Epic. And then which land are you headed to first? Because there's 5 lands. And I talked about it on my previous episode if people need like a rundown of the entire overview. But where were you trying to get to first?
We went to Super Nintendo World first. And we were trying to do the Donkey Kong ride, but we didn't realize that it opened after the park opened. It wasn't open for early entry. Only the Bowser's Challenge ride was open, and the Yoshi ride was open for early entry. So we went to get in line for that and realized it's not open yet. We don't want to wait for it. And so instead of staying in the land, we checked the app to see what the ride times were on the rides that were open. And it was only a 10-minute wait for Monsters Unchained. So we dashed across the park to do Monsters Unchained. And oh my goodness, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, please tell me what that was like with a 5-year-old, because I just did it with 2 8-year-olds and I was like, oh, actually, we didn't do it with the 8-year-olds. I did it with my older kids and I was still like, wowzers.
He was not happy to be in that line.
We usually do child swap, right? And
Okay, yes.
but you have to go through the entire line at Monsters Unchained to get to the child swap. So with a 5-year-old going through all these monsters and terrifying things,
He just tucked his head into my shoulder and we just kind of booked it through the line.
He's like, where have you taken me and where is Chippendale and my campsite?
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And there should be a different way for smaller children for child swap. But luckily there wasn't a line, so it's not like we were staying in each room.
You just had to like
We
walk
went
through them quickly.
straight to the waiting
Yeah.
area, and it wasn't a 10-minute wait. It was no wait at all. It was right on.
And what did you guys think of the ride?
It's
Amazing.
fantastic.
Amazing. Oh my goodness.
It's pretty wild. You're like literally on your back sometimes.
Yes. What was your favorite ride at Epic?
My favorite ride at Epic was probably Stardust, Racers, or this is random because it's like kid friendly, but the Hiccups roller coaster in Isle of Burke. Those are my favorites.
That was broken down when we were in Isle of Burke, so we
Bummer.
didn't do it while we were there, and we never made it back. And then the same with the Ministry of Magic ride. While we were in the Harry Potter area, that ride was broken down, and we never made it back to that area.
Shoot, yeah.
Mhm.
That happens a lot because we were with a really large group and one of the 8-year-old girls was so concerned. She kept being like, why are the rides broken down? Are they going to break down when I'm there? And I'm like, they're not like broken down. They're just Disney and Universal are going to be like at their utmost operations. They're going to make sure everything's perfect all the time. So if one thing's wrong, or even if like a person gets sick on a ride or whatever, like they're going to make it perfect, clean everything up before they open it back up. So I do feel like there's constantly times in the app where you're like, oh, that one's closed. This one's closed, making it back over here. So did you guys do anything else in Dark Universe, or that was the ride and then you headed out?
We did the Curse of the Werewolf ride.
Okay. Tell me your experience on that, because my experience was, we had lots of people on it and 2 completely different experiences.
Yeah, I listened to a couple podcasts about it, and they don't like that ride, and so I'm thinking, okay, so it's going to be something that I'm not going to like, and then I got on it, and I'm like, I think this might be one of my favorite rides.
It was fantastic.
I don't understand why no one likes it. Maybe it's because I got to spin, and people don't get to spin.
Yeah. Did you spin like a ton or a little bit?
It was spinning the whole time. Like
Same. Like bananas. Like I was next to my dad and we were laughing so hard. Like we spun so. Were you in the last car?
I was somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
I was in the back.
You were in the back?
It spun a lot.
It did.
Okay. I don't know if it's the location in the train, like it's like a coaster, you guys. It's a typical coaster. It's actually, for some people, if you don't spin, they find it kind of boring because it's just like a normal kid-friendly coaster. But the cars spin and there's kind of no rhyme or reason. You'd think it would be like auto spinning. I think it just spins based on like motion and gravity. So we had 2 thoughts. Either it's like where the car is spins more, or there might be like a weight component issue, because we went on in the back car and there's 4 people to a cart and your backs are to each other. It was my dad and I on one side and my kids on the other. So we definitely had like a weight component. And then my husband and brother-in-law were in a neighboring car, and they were like, you guys had an entirely different ride. They were like, we were watching you guys spin, and they weren't spinning at all, like maybe barely, but they were, we couldn't like breathe. We were laughing so hard at the end, and they were like, we didn't spin. And I was so confused with how that was happening.
I don't know, but I
think the weight component is a good theory.
Yeah. I feel like maybe it's why it's called the Curse of the Werewolf, because maybe you get the curse or you don't.
I was sitting with someone else from the single rider line, and she laughed the whole time.
That was me.
It's just like, that's what you want to have on that ride. It was fun. So.
Yeah, I agree. I say if you're in Dark Universe, like don't skip it. Like it's a fun ride, and maybe you'll spin, maybe you won't. It's like a fun surprise. But that's smart. So you guys did single rider line, because did Malcolm not do that one as well?
He's not into roller coasters yet.
Yeah, I can see that. At he was 5 at the time. So,
Mhm.
okay, so you get those done in Dark Universe, and then what land do you head to next?
Next was Isle of Burke.
Yes, that's where we ate lunch.
Okay, I ate at the same place because I saw your video. So, first of all, what did you think when you walked into Isle of Burke and saw it?
It incredibly detailed.
It's immersive.
Oh,
It's
wow.
amazing. Like all the glittering, glistening water and the massive like wooden dragons and boats. Like I just kind of stood there we all kind of like walked up to the edge and just like stared for a while.
We walked around trying to find all of the dragons that they had, and Mal played in the giant kids area that they have.
There's a giant
it was-
playground that's really cool, like multi-level, lots of cool features. Like it's an awesome place to take a break or like let a little kiddo burn some energy.
Yes, the park was still new. There were a couple areas in the kids' playground that were like roped off still. I think we counted 6, but it was big enough that it
Yeah.
didn't matter. And you rode, what was the one you rode?
I don't remember what it was called, but the one where you try and flip it upside down.
It's Dragon Racers Rally.
That's
Yes.
the one.
And
Yeah.
it almost looks like a carnival state fair ride where you're kind of flipping around. So tell us, I didn't ride it. What is happening on this ride?
It basically lifts you up and spins you in a circle where one end of the circle is close to the ground, the other is up in the air. And at those 2 points, there's kind of a bit of G-force that you can use to roll because you can control the wings. So you can
Okay,
control
cool.
the air going over the wings and use that bit of G-force to spin it and get yourself upside down.
Okay. Are you sitting or laying down?
Sitting.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. If it wasn't an hour wait, I would have gone back. That's the kind of ride I could do all day because I'm so close to flipping it and I just have to get there. I didn't actually flip it, but I wanted to go back and try.
You're like, if I could have gotten back on that, I would have flipped it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. So you did that while you and Malcolm were playing in the playground.
Correct, yes.
Okay. And then you checked out Mead's Hall for lunch, which we did as well. And I just need to give everyone listening some context. So this is like a massive restaurant. It's not even technically a food hall because you don't walk up to a window and order. It's a massive restaurant. I'd been recommended to go here by my Disney planner, and I was so thankful to watch your video. In the video you sent me, you guys walk in and you're filming it because you're like, wow, it's really cool. It's like Viking themed. It's very big and spacious. But you're like, what do we do? Where do we go? Where's the food? You say that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we felt the same way. We actually had to wait in line for a long time, but I'd never been there. I didn't know exactly what was going on. We have 11 people. We sit down at these massive tables, and we're like, so what do we do now? And there's like no servers, and there's no food. You're like, what is happening? Then you see this little QR code in the middle of your table. Well, all our phones were like glitching out, kind of like you. Only like 1 or 2 of us in the 11 even had the app on their phone. It probably took us 35 minutes to get all 11 orders in. And then I clicked, like, placed my order. I looked back down at my phone like 10 minutes later and I saw that it said, put your table number in. And I was like, they haven't even started. I like didn't complete.
Oh, no.
And I was like, ah. I was like, table number 330. And then they start. I mean, we were there for like an hour and a half. And in hindsight, and that's why this podcast is hopefully helpful for some people, if you go there and there's a line like for us, you could have your whole order ready in the whole app and you sit down and scan that table number and it would be much better. But we were like, what is happening? So tell us about your experience.
We did have a little trouble figuring out how to order.
We walked up to where you order the alcohol.
Yeah, there's like a drink bar. We had someone walk up there too as well and be like, can we get cups for the kids over there? Like we were so confused.
But yeah, we eventually figured it out.
Yes.
We got some food. There were some characters walking around. Mel went to go sit on Stoic's throne in the middle of the restaurant.
And his kids' meal came out in like a boat, the little cardboard boat, which was really cool and very themed. And so he liked that.
The kids' meals were adorable.
I got to run, but thank you.
Chris is heading out, but we're going to keep chatting without you, Chris. The kids' meals were adorable. We had some kids get them in those little boats. My kids got mac and cheese bites, and they loved their meal. We had the Vikings come up to us, too. They're so funny and silly, and they've got the big hats on with the horns, and they're kind of making jokes, which was great. Do you remember what you guys ordered? Because we, like, loved our food there.
I believe we got some sort of sausage, and it came with this cooked onion that I remember we were both like, what is that? And tried it, and it was delicious. And mashed potatoes. And I want to say Mal had sausage as well.
Yes, I loved it. We were all very pleased. I also got the sausage. I think they've updated the menu since you've been there, because now the sausage meal comes with a mini baked potato that has like all this butter on it and like 3 roasted carrots. Like they're long, like a real carrot. And it was actually like a carrot tasted so good in the middle of a theme park day. I was like a vegetable. So the sausage meal was great. We also had a bunch of people get the salmon sandwich. Everybody loved that. And then people got a salad with salmon on it. Everyone like cleaned their plates and was super happy with the food. So I highly recommend it. Just like know how to order. So much of these parks now are mobile ordering. So just kind of be ready with your phone at all the different places to put your order in your phone. So did you guys ride anything else in Isle of Burke? The other things that are there are the Fire Drill, FYRE, which is a water gun ride. And then you said the coaster was down, which is called Hiccup Swing Glider.
We did not ride the Fire Drill because it was a very long wait, and asked Mal if he wanted to do it, and he said no. So we skipped that.
I've heard from people, and I actually saw with my own eyes, that you get extremely wet on it. It's like 2 boats that end up passing each other, and you are literally using a water gun shooting at the boat across from you. And you're stuck in a seat. So I would say wear a poncho, or if it's the end of the day and it's hot and you want to get wet, then go for it. But we also skipped that one for that reason. But I do want to say for people listening that Hiccup Swing Glider, which is a dragon in How to Train Your Dragon's roller coaster, is so, so fun. And I don't want to like give you FOMO because it was broken down for you guys, but
we want to go back. We want to ride it.
A lot of those kid coasters are very simple. You know, it kind of cranks you up a little bit and you go around and it's done in 30 seconds. This one uses that technology that shoots you off really fast that a lot of coasters use. And it was so fun. And there's like the big How to Train Your dragons in it. Even a 4-year-old in our group went on it. Now she was a little like, wow, that was a little intense. Like it's definitely in between like a Slinky Dog type ride in Disney World. I would actually say it's maybe a little bit more intense than Slinky Dog because there is kind of some ups and downs and curves and that shooting off component. But at the end of our entire trip, which we did Disney and Universal Parks, everyone still had that ride like near the top. So definitely try to hit that up if it's not broken down. Where did you guys go next?
Next was Stardust Racers.
Okay. This needs a moment. So did you guys ride this alone, like separately?
Yes, separately.
Who went first?
Chris went first, and it broke down. He said he was in the line. He was assigned to a line. He was in the line, and it broke down. It didn't break down. I'm sorry. Someone lost their shoes.
Seriously?
And so they had to stop the ride and go. I don't know what they did, but someone lost their shoes.
Okay, that's annoying that someone lost their shoes.
You have to keep your shoes on.
Yeah, especially people with like Crocs or slides or something. You just can't. You can't do that. I feel like you guys had a lot of ride breakdown issues, and maybe it was because it was so close to opening. I want to tell people we did not have that many ride breakdown issues, so I kind of feel for you because you were there like near the beginning. But so did he stay in line?
He did. So Mal and I stayed in the nice air conditioning for about half an hour while he waited in the heat, unfortunately, for the ride to get going again. And he rode it, and then he came back, and I rode it. He didn't tell me anything.
He didn't tell you anything?
He didn't tell me anything. And so I got in line. I saw the flux capacitor on the back of the car, and I asked the ride attendant, "Why is there a flux capacitor?"
What's that? I don't even know what that is.
It's have you seen Back to the Future?
Not even really, no.
It's the thing that powers the DeLorean in Back to the Future.
Okay.
That makes it travel through time. So I asked, "Are we about to travel through time?" And the ride attendant says, "It's just what powers the car."
You're like, actually, you are about to travel at the speed of light.
It was intense, and it was so much fun. And if I were to compare it to Velocicoaster, which I know people do, I would say this is better than Velocicoaster.
I would too. There's more happening at any given time. I mean, it is absolutely bananas. And I'm not even a big coaster person, but if I'm all the way there, like I'm going to try it. Maybe I am a coaster person. I don't know. I had so much fun on it. We went with, I said 11 people. My parents were in our group. My dad was like such a trooper and went on everything. He's almost 70. We all had no idea what to expect. Like we'd heard you race against the other car and it's a fun coaster. Again, I was like, I almost couldn't catch my breath. I think I screamed so loud I like lost my voice for the next day. But after it was over, I was laughing so hard. And you can't like see the person next to you because you have the harness down over you and your head's back in the thing. But I just like reached over and grabbed my dad's knee and I was like, "Are you alive?" He was just laughing. He was like, "That was wild." It is so, so fun. I would do it again.
It was my favorite ride of the day for sure.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I feel like what I remember the most is when it shoots you off and you really are going as fast as I have ever gone, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like, you're like going to go through fog. And I remember thinking like, I feel like I'm going to breathe in all this fog. And then you go up and you like start slowing down before you go over that first big like drop, and it is the craziest feeling because you've been going so fast and then it kind of gets quiet and then you like go off to the races again. It is so fun, you guys. Did you guys do the carousel there, which is so adorable and sweet?
We did not. We skipped the carousel.
Okay. I do feel like that's a good spot for if people need to split up in Celestial Universe and there's thrill seekers and non-thrill seekers, the carousel is like a nice place for people who don't want to be on a coaster to have a little ride. So where did you guys go next?
We went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
It's called Ministry of Magic.
Ministry of Magic.
Yeah.
Yes, but we did not ride the Ministry of Magic ride. We had brought our first gen wands with us so we could do the wand activities. If we had had the second gen, we could have done the app activities, and they do a little bit more in each window, but it still worked just fine going around with our first gen wand.
I have a question about that. So the first time we went to Universal, we did not buy a interactive wand because my child was like, probably, I can't remember, but we got away with getting the fake wand, which at all the wand shops, you guys, you can get the interactive wands, which are a lovely souvenir and so fun, but they also sell like a $30 or $35 wand that just lights up on the tip, and little kids kind of don't know the difference and might think that they're using their wand. This trip, we did let the 8-year-olds get wands, and so they got the new wands. But we aren't like super park people, so we didn't know about the app thing, and people were trying to explain it to us. They're like, if you use the app, so explain what is available with the newer wands in the app. Is it like at the window it tells you something else to do?
Yes, it kind of it gives you extra spells. So someone had the wand and was telling us, so on the ground in front of each wand spot, it shows you what you're supposed to do. And if you have the app, you can do extra ones and do different things, or you could gamify your experience.
There was a gamification factor. They were like, you can earn points or you can earn this. And so again, maybe if you're into the wands, look into this in advance so you kind of are ready. You've got the app ready to go. We just like weren't prepared enough, but the wands are fun. It's definitely a great way to kill some time, and it's so cute. I feel like everyone in line's like helping each other, and they're like, oh, do it a little smaller, do it a little bigger. And it's not like you walk up and your wand does like you really have to do the motion correctly.
Yes. And it takes multiple tries to get it to work. And I think I had the most trouble. Mal did pretty well and Chris did pretty well. And I think I maybe got one of all of them. I for some reason, I don't know.
You don't have the magic, maybe. I don't know.
I don't have the magic.
But yeah, Ministry of Magic, it is kind of funny because it's like Harry Potter, but it's Paris, not England. And I was reading recently that like it's also supposed to be themed after Fantastic Beasts or something. And so there is Harry Potter stuff, but you also feel like you're in Paris. It's actually themed so amazing. Like we were just staring at everything, taking videos. There's this bright pink candy shop that's so adorable and has like all these fun macarons and chocolate frogs and the Cafe Les Sirènes or whatever we had too many people and too many kids, but there were all these people eating like this fancy French food. And I was like, I want to go sit in that cafe and have a meal. But what surprised me about this area is there really is the Ministry of Magic, the battle at the Ministry or whatever ride. And that's kind of it. There's like this small circus show you could go into, and there's the windows, but that's all there really is to do there.
We didn't do the cafe, but we did eat at the pub in the back. They had a pub that was kind of more like the Nocturne Alley type of experience. So we went and ate at that. And we got our frozen butterbeer. Have to get frozen butterbeer every time you go. And I used to work at the Wizarding World at Islands of Adventure. I was part of the opening team when it first opened, and I worked at the Three Broomsticks restaurant. So I have to get a frozen butterbeer every time I go. It's just nostalgia.
I feel like that's a small detail that we needed to know. You used to
Sorry.
work there? That's
I
so
did, yeah.
cool.
It was a great experience, yeah.
So you were a Universal Studios cast member.
Yes, back in 2010.
What did you do at the restaurant? What was your job?
I was a greeter, so I would direct people through the restaurant because it was a bit confusing. You had to go through a line, then you had to be sat, and so I would help direct people through the restaurant.
That is so
Yeah.
cool. How fun. Okay. How was the pub? What did you guys get there?
We got a Reuben.
Nice.
I believe we got a Reuben. But I remember it being good. And then I think that was the only thing we got there, that and the frozen butterbeer. We split it between the three of us, and Mal enjoyed it. It was a good snack. It was a good afternoon snack.
Yeah, we took a few butterbeer breaks as well, and you can get it regular, like cold, or frozen slushy. We all liked it both ways. Like, I feel like a lot of the kids got the frozen and really liked that. For some reason, I liked the straight up. But yeah, you can get it both ways, and it's good. I like it. I think we only have, do we have a world left? Or did you go and did
We
you
went back to Super Nintendo World to
Okay.
use the power-up band on all the games through there. So we spent the evening playing games at Super Nintendo World. They have different spots for you to collect coins, and Mal wore the band and would hit the different blocks and play the games. You have to win. There are 5 spots where you could play for a key. You have to win at least 3 keys in order to be able to go into the final game. And so we won the 3 keys to go into the final game. We went into the final game, but we got into the room and it was a bit dark and ominous when we got in there. So Mal wasn't having that. And so we didn't get to play the final boss battle game.
Where is this final game? I didn't even see any of this.
So if you're walking from the stairs to go to Bowser's Challenge, on the left side before you get to Bowser's Challenge is the Bowser Jr., which is the final boss for all the mini games throughout the park.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, we did not do the power-up bands. I know that's a big component of it. So did you buy that band before the trip or there at the park?
We bought it at Terra Luna
Okay.
in their gift shop. Before
Perfect.
we
Do you remember
went.
how much it cost?
I want to say it was $45.
Okay, so there's a band. It almost looks like, a Disney Magic Band that you can wear in Super Mario World, and you can play games and do the little question marks and get the coins and play games. So you guys had fun doing that.
Yes.
Were you guys disappointed? What do you get if you win the final game? Bragging rights?
I think it's just bragging rights.
Okay. Were you guys bummed or were you like, whatever?
We were a little bummed that we didn't get to play it, but Mal was still having fun. We went back outside and started playing some of the games over again. So we did still play, and he was having fun, just as long as it's not a dark, scary room.
Did you guys ride anything in Mario Land?
We rode Yoshi, which I did not find the green egg, and then Chris rode it after me. He did not find the green egg either. So the green egg is hard to find.
I can't remember if I found it or not, but so Yoshi's like this super sweet, slow moving. You sit in a little car. Really, it's kind of like People Mover or even slower. Like it's just a very slow. What I did like about the Yoshi ride is number one, any age, like a whole family can go on it together. Number two, it gives you great views of the park. So if you want to take like a video of Super Mario and like Princess Peach's castle, it gives you like really cool views of the whole park. But you're supposed to find these 3 eggs, and you've got these buttons in front of you, red, green, and blue. And when you see the egg on the ride, you're supposed to press the button. Well, like half our buttons didn't work. Like some of ours were lit up, and then the other kids didn't. And then like all the kids were so upset afterwards because they're like, my button didn't work and I couldn't like do the thing. And I was like, maybe they should take that part out of it because I feel like it just like sets everybody up for disappointment. At this point, was it dark? Were all the lights coming on in Epic?
We left at about dusk. We left before the lights came on. So we had seen the lights the night before. We left before, and we ended up driving to my mom's house in Auburndale. So this is going to be our last night, basically.
Okay, so you have a great full day at Epic, drive to your mom's, one night in Auburndale, recover from the parks and from the camping, relax with family, and then you drove back home. Okay, Cassandra, we would normally ask Chris this as well, but he had to bow out. But I end every episode the same way with the same question, which is, if someone out there is considering a trip to Orlando, what is it about camping at Fort Wilderness, Typhoon Lagoon, and Epic Universe that would make you say, just book it?
The experiences at Fort Wilderness, the campfire sing-along, the pony ride, there's so much to do. And I think that Malcolm enjoyed that more than Epic Universe. As strange as that is, I think he enjoyed that more. So if you have little kids who just kind of want to be outside, I would say just book Fort Wilderness. It's worth it. For Epic Universe, the rides, they have outdone themselves. Just if you want to be just wowed with Stardust Racers or Monsters Unchained, they're jaw-dropping. They're amazing. So just book.
Yeah, I was talking to my family about Epic because we were so surprised that there was really only one major attraction in each land. But I was like, each attraction's such a big to-do. And there's other things to do. There's some smaller rides or a cool restaurant or whatnot, but like each land is themed so well. Like it's an experience in and of itself just to walk through it. And then the major attraction is a wild experience. So it's almost like you can get a lot done in a day there because there isn't like ride after ride after ride after ride.
Mhm.
There's like big rides and then a couple other things to do. But I was super impressed with Epic Universe. And then to wrap it up, I feel like you YouTube. Where can people find you online?
At The Next Pursuit, all channels.
So you
So
have
on
it on
YouTube,
Instagram, YouTube.
Instagram, Facebook. It's at The Next Pursuit.
Perfect. Everybody
Mhm.
look up The Next Pursuit. We'll also put that in the show notes. And thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having us.